Stories and Funny Animal.
We're officially live. Just so you know.
There we
Oh,
go.
we are.
Okay, I'll clean it
Yeah.
up then.
Everybody,
But no.
yeah, we have to clean up now.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I'll
know.
see you guys then. Bye.
Yeah, right.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
guys. I'm gone.
Some of our best conversations start off the air, guys. So
Right, yeah.
come on in, everybody. We
Sorry
see
you
you out
missed
there.
it. Y'all missed
Yeah,
it.
You should have been there. It was incredible.
Wow, amazing. You know, and
I'll be
the
right back.
research. All right, the research that I've done. There's a book, and it might have already been written because I know they're working on a documentary about Charlton comics, or they have been, or it might be out. I don't know. There was a great one out about 2000 AD, which told me a lot of, and I love that magazine. Told me so much more than I knew. It's just amazing to run across that kind of stuff. There is a book waiting to be written, or a documentary waiting, probably a book at this point, because most of these guys have passed, on Fawcett Comics.
Yeah.
Because from what I've read of Fawcett Comics, they were just crazy. I mean, it was like DC. Oh yeah, DC. You want to sue us over Wonder Man? Here comes Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it
Go
kind
ahead.
of reminds me of the guy who did Air Pirate Funnies. And
Yeah.
Dan Fogel said that he purposefully sent copies to Disney. Like, I dare you, I dare you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That reminds me, I just read a couple of months ago J. Michael Straczynski's autobiography, and he had a college professor who kind of dissed the kind of writing Straczynski wanted to do, because this guy thought it should all be elevated language and
Oh my God,
hearts
one
and
of those,
flowers
yeah.
and puppies and crap like that. And what Straczynski, and he told Straczynski, you'll never make it. So every time Straczynski sold like an article or something, he would mail a copy of that back to his old professor until he started like getting delivery refused. And finally what happened was he found out that the professor had died. And so
Yeah.
Straczynski took his last article, wrapped it around a pencil, and stabbed it into his grave about where his heart would be.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh
Wow.
my goodness.
Create in spite.
I
You
know.
know,
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
is-
the thing is,
Wow.
don't we
Man.
all have like somebody who's like that, who like for some reason they're just dedicated to our failure?
Every
At least-
damn
You know,
at least one.
it's like
At least
there's-
one.
we all
Yeah.
have at
I
least
have
one.
fields of them.
You know?
Yeah, and the list is growing. I can't keep up with it
Oh,
anymore.
I don't even
Yeah.
wait till they're dead to stab them in the heart with a pencil.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
Uh-huh.
never realized how, I guess, spiteful Fawcett was until I saw the cover for the last issue of Marvel Family.
Yes.
Isn't that amazing?
That's a fine cover.
They had stopped the lawsuit. They settled out of court. They were done with Captain Marvel. They were going to run through their library and print whatever was left. So the last story they do has the entire Marvel family coming up missing. So
Oh
it's
my
a great
God.
negative space cover going, where'd the Marvel family go? Marvel family missing. Read more about it this issue.
Oh my God. I didn't
It's like,
imagine.
hey, we're leaving.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
It's like to the very end. To the
It's
very
like
end.
very
They were
end.
Like being on
dedicated.
your deathbed and your enemy
Wow.
is leaning in towards you. You spit on him just before
Right.
you die.
Yeah, exactly.
Come closer. Come closer.
Yeah.
Pull away the rug and there's a bomb on your chest.
And that,
I'll
it
take
was
you
more
along
than-
with me.
You know, it was more than coincidence, because it's a
Oh.
great negative space cover with the outline of the Marvel family just gone from the cover.
That's
Where'd they
amazing.
go? Oh, you'll never see them again.
Speaking of going somewhere, I had to go get a really nice shirt to put on because I want to look presentable since Daphne is here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Yes,
and
it's like we have to be presentable to the peoples. We're professional.
We're
I'm only
professional.
worried about you, Daphne. I don't really
Okay.
care about it. I just want to make sure I'm good for
That's
you.
why
Right,
Brian
okay.
wears his
Well,
fez.
I mean,
that's right.
it's like, well, I would think you
And I
would
have
want to look
trousers on
presentable
today.
to your wife too, but hey.
My wife?
All
What
right, I don't know. Is there a wife?
is that? Oh, Susie. Oh,
Yeah.
the bells. Oh, Susie. That's right. That's right.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
help
an
me
incredible-
pull this off,
Yes.
will you?
Hmm.
There's an incredibly charming wife, and
Uh-huh.
she's like my wife. Great tolerance.
Then I will record that. and
Great
send it to
tolerance.
her
Huh?
So
Yes.
she can, finally hear it. That'd
Honey,
be
listen to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we all
Hey,
know.
Brian,
if they can
it's
put
good
up
to-
with us, it's a miracle. So
awesome. It's good to see you here, Brian. Your fez looks freshly dry cleaned. That's
So this is
awesome.
my formal fez. I've got like about 3 Fezes now.
Oh,
that,
you've got
Oh,
We've expanded, but as of course my star ascends from hanging out with you guys, I feel incumbent upon me to have to spruce up a little.
You
So
said
that's
ass
one of
ends?
your-
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
that's one of your better Fezes. Then is that what it is?
This is one that Cookie. Actually, I keep the backside on here because for continuity's sake. But Cookie has adapted it, so now it's
right.
Oh,
let's see some Shriner wear this now, huh?
All right.
Yeah.
So does each of your Fezes have like a different theme? Because back at SVA, I remember this Orthodox Jewish kid who I shared a class with, and every day he would wear a different yarmulke with a different superhero logo on it.
oh my!
Oh my gosh! Love
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah.
That is
So,
awesome.
yeah. So does yours follow a theme too?
Not necessarily. The only theme, Daphne, that my Fezes follow is, does it fit Brian's enormous skull?
Oh,
that's about it. Once we get past that, we're good. No, I've got like my original Fez, which is kind of darker and floppy, and I carry it to conventions when they won't let me in when I tell them I'm Brian K. Morris, and then believe me, it's happened. And then I have like a couple of show Fezes, but I've got one that Cookie and I collaborated on, and it's a steampunk Fez.
Oh.
It's a top hat with a tassel, a golden tassel, and gears and crap on it. It is enormously heavy. It's like wearing a small dachshund on your head. And it's hotter than hell. We had to poke holes in between the gears to surreptitiously vent the heat.
Oh my goodness.
Really?
Really?
Oh my God, I remember this. I was singing this.
Is that Terry Tunes?
Terry Tunes, yeah.
That popped up right away. Did somebody bring that in, or did it just pop in?
No. I thought you did.
Mike.
Okay.
Mike,
No. Sometimes now StreamYard will still automatically pop things in, but sometimes it doesn't. I don't know how.
That's good to know. Yeah, I don't know how either. Most of the time, it just pops it into the green room. That's what I was
always
expecting.
Be careful what you have on screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always.
Holy cats. Okay.
Amazingly enough,
Pornhub kill tab. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
We're gonna kick off the episode with a little opening from way back. Maybe Brian remembers. I kind of remember.
I know the show this ran on.
I remember
Lariat Sam.
In a fog. Oh, I thought it was Captain Kangaroo. I remember it from Captain
Lariat
Kangaroo.
Sam was the other cartoon that ran on Captain Kangaroo.
Lariat
I was
Sam.
still only a concept when this came around. Maybe my dad was only a concept when this
That's
came around.
enough out of
That's
you,
just
Mike Jimmy.
barely
and we won't comment as whether or not that was a failed concept either. So we'll just leave it at that.
True.
No. It succeeded. Here we are.
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Terry Tunes.
Terry Tunes presents The Real Great Adventures of Me, Tom Terrific, with Mighty Manfred the Wonder Dog.
Mighty Man. I'm Tom Terrific, greatest hero ever. Terrific is the name for me, 'cause I'm so clever. I can be what I want to be, and if you'd like to see, follow me. If you see a plane on high, a diesel train go roaring by, a bumblebee or a tree, it's me! When there is trouble, I'm there on the double. From Atlantic to Pacific, they know I'm terrific.
And I'm Mighty Manfred, the Wonder Dog, and I'm never faithful companion.
Well, now we're banned in 37 countries.
Yeah.
I doubt.
Story of our lives.
I don't know why we would be banned. It's such an innocent cartoon. Here's our opening. I need to put Tall Tales in there.
No, it's
or
fine.
put it back
it's
in
fine.
there somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. Got Oswald in there though. Hey,
Right,
everybody,
yeah.
come on in. We see you out
I
there.
got
Thanks
banished.
You got banished.
Ah.
Yeah, there was a period there you weren't here.
Diamond doesn't want me. Randy doesn't want me.
Don't worry, Daphne. Don't
It's not
worry.
like that at all.
I want you.
Oh,
Careful.
I'm sure.
We're gonna get a flying shoe here in a second
Yeah,
from
exactly.
Susie. Mike. Or,
That has
Scott.
been
Yeah.
3 suggestive
Your
comments
wife- your wife
by
is
Scott so
listening,
far.
It's
Yeah.
like,
I'm gonna start counting
you know,
now.
about
Keep-
this show.
Keep
up,
track,
like,
Mike. It's going to get longer.
Right?
Well, wait. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it'll get longer, but
Yeah. Not without medication.
We need like a little counter in the corner, Mike. You know, it's a ding.
Well, I
It
sent
has
out a
been
bunch of
0 minutes.
sent out a
It'll
bunch
sound
of
like
links
a
this
Vegas
morning.
slot machine after a while.
Yeah. Sent out a bunch of links this morning, and this is the group I get.
Well, you know, hey, beggars can't be choosers.
well,
That's
you
for
know, you need to say about dealing with the
truer words were
like
never
kills you.
spoken.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Brian, you talked about one of your fezzes being dark and floppy. That happened to be my nickname in college. So,
Well, it's the same here, but I'd never have admitted to it at the time. You know.
Your name is your destiny. Hey, folks,
Please
we are
advertise.
TVMA DLSV.
In case you
So,
haven't noticed.
In case you hadn't
No.
noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
This
is
is the
Sunday
after dark
Funnies.
edition.
we tried-
Usually you would think that this would be like a Zimcast type of vibe. But
Yeah, normally.
Normally.
Yeah, not on Sunday morning. Nobody's
Right.
up for that. Nobody's up for that kind of crap on Sunday
Right.
morning.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, we're here for Sunday Funnies. We're here to put the fun back in funny books and
Right.
talk about the books that we love and stuff that we love and
Uh-huh.
the oddball cartoons that nobody remembers.
Right.
Yeah.
That gets us odd copyright strikes for some reason.
Yeah. And no
Oh
one
my
noticed
God.
I was lip syncing the entire time because
Yes, I did.
the lyrics.
I did take that off of YouTube, and it's got a little notice on there, a little ad from whoever posted it. So they should be happy that we
There we go.
let that
Right,
slide
yeah.
in. So
Yeah. 'cause
no,
I mean,
I
even
did
the
not
parrot
notice
agrees.
you were-
yeah,
Yes.
exactly. You know,
I-
because there was one episode where you played I think like the intro to Cyber 6, and YouTube completely knocked the episode
Yeah,
off the air.
that-
The
that was
entire
Michael.
episode. Yeah.
that was
So-
C. Michael.
So who knows, you know, what YouTube decides to punish us for.
Well, some people have no sense of humor and guard their copyrights and don't want people to remember their stuff. So
Yeah.
And
And you're right, Brian. I
shame
didn't
on
know
those
you were-
people. Shame on those people.
Yeah, I didn't know you were lip syncing those lyrics because, frankly, I never paid that much attention to your mouth, and that's probably a good thing.
Oh no, Scott. You need to pay attention to this mouth. It's gotten me where I am in this business today.
Boy, it's
There you
like
go.
Scott's
really
gonna have a
dis-
lot
I
of
am very
explaining to do
eloquent.
after this episode is
That's
over.
really disgusting.
A lot
You
of
can tell Scott
explaining
and I
to do.
haven't seen each other for a while. 'Cause
I know.
we have so many insults to make up for.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Like
I,
some
well,
sick bromance or something.
I
Yeah.
know.
There's
think we
there's
knew
links
each other. We
over
were
in
good
the
friends
chat.
or something.
Marvy says he might be here in about 15 minutes. We'll see
Oh,
if
yeah,
he wants
he
He's
to
going
has
to
join.
see how the
He
show
wants to
goes
join
before
us,
he
yeah.
gets in
He's
here.
being
It's gonna
Are
be
you
cautious.
sure you still want to join?
Yeah.
Joe McPhee is in the house. Morning all.
Hey,
Morning,
good
Joe.
morning. Good morning.
How you doing?
Morning, Joe.
From the desk of a small press publisher,
Right.
Daphne will turn into American Made from the tick in a moment. Duck that flying shoe.
Yeah, really. Or worse, or worse. The what is it? The lady character from Single White Female.
Oh,
She
okay.
takes the stiletto.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
Yeah,
have-
no, I didn't know you could
Joe.
do that.
MC or C. Michael says, "My bad. My bad for what?" C.
Yeah.
Michael, you're welcome in here. You just come on in.
Oh,
You've got
for
access.
the copyright strike.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
for that
yeah.
copyright strike. Hail guys, hail COVID
Hey.
Kev. Hope
Hey,
you're doing
Kev.
well.
Oh, you know. Oh, and thank you.
Should we
to
just call
the
you
six-
CK?
Yeah,
Anyway.
really. And thank you to the our 6 mystery viewers who are watching us right now. You know,
Six.
yeah, there's 6 people watching us right now.
And we're 5 of them. Is that what you're saying?
And yeah, so look, it's like, you know what? It's like, look, I know you're shy. Come on over. Join us in the chat. It's like, I know it's a little rowdy this morning, but come on. We're all trying to wake up here.
We
You
don't
can do
buy-
it.
We have coffee
Closer.
FEs for more than one person.
Oh,
Yeah.
You can just hook them
now,
up.
Brian, that's
Yeah.
that's kind of creepy with that little.
Uh,
As
I'll
he
be
does
waiting-
his best, Mr. Burns.
That's right. Yeah, I'll be waiting in the van, by the river.
Down by the river.
Comic Talk by Pops Van Zandt. Hey, yo, it's too freaking early for this. Happy Father's Day to those who fit the bill.
There you go.
Father's Day.
Oh, that's true. Today is
Yeah.
Today is Father's Day. Yeah.
I've had
Father's
enough
Day.
bills the last 6 months to last me a lifetime. Thank
My
you.
most terrifying holiday I can imagine going through, because I never know when I'm going to get that knock on the door, and there's little short somebody. And
Little shorts. Hello, my name is Scotty. I think you might be my Happy Father's
oh my God,
Day.
no!
The gift that keeps on giving.
She told me.
The gift that keeps on taking, rather, but
Pop says, "You guys let Scott in here? Damn, you'll let anyone in." Pretty much.
what do you think I'm in here?
That's pretty good. Pops usually says that about me. So
Yeah.
I'm glad to have Scott here.
There's a hierarchy.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
I'm happy to deflect the meteorites, Brian. No
That's
problem.
right.
Right.
Yeah, I'm only DEFCON 3. Scott's DEFCON 4 in this case. So.
He's trying to come in, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. He might
There
be
he
in the
is.
green
There
room
we
now
go.
as we speak.
Uh-huh.
Are you good,
There
Marv?
we
Are
go.
we bringing you in? We're bringing you in.
Who we got here?
Marv, how are you?
Marv. Hey.
Sin killer.
Hey, Mark.
Whoa.
Hey.
How you doing, Marvy? You're breaking.
Crazy. This weekend has been super crazy.
Well, every Kickstarter weekend is crazy.
Yeah, congratulations.
Oh,
by the
yeah.
way.
Uh-huh.
Congratulations.
Don't you guys think that his lighting makes him look like an old Polaroid? Doesn't that? Kind of
Well, I think
Pointing in the
it's-
wrong
I
direction.
think people,
Oh, yeah.
I think people should appreciate the old Polaroid.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I think there should be more creative lighting as we speak. There we go,
Exactly.
Brian. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Be careful what
Brian
you
getting ready to interview some Nazi criminals or something?
Wow, we've said the C word and the second N word already.
There we
There
go.
we go. That's gonna get us banned for sure.
And Mike Jimmy's
Oh,
keeping
wow.
track of this. He's having a cerebral hemorrhage right now.
Try to stay away from the F word and the other N word, please.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I'll be going then.
Right.
That just gets us in more trouble.
I just
That's
save it for yours. I just save it for the Ragin Network. I can't do it.
We've
on-
definitely
Right, no,
attracted
exactly.
YouTube this morning, so if they don't get us on a copyright strike, they'll get us
Oh,
on
that's
something
true.
else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We're a target-rich environment this morning.
George is in the house. George, hope
Hey,
you're doing
George.
well. Good morning,
Good
everyone,
morning.
and good morning,
Hey,
Chad.
Jose.
George, if I knew you were up this
Yeah.
early, you should be on the show. So if you want on, send me a private message on Facebook. I'll let you in.
You know.
So,
Yeah, but
seriously,
usually,
George does
usually
a.
his weekend. Usually his weekends are sacred to him. So he'll say hi, but I don't know if he'll come in.
That's fine if he doesn't
Uh-huh.
want to. We're not
Okay.
going to
I can
force.
get behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
made.
has-
Oh, by the way, we should introduce ourselves just in case there's
Oh, yeah,
anybody out
really?
there
It's like
who's
we don't-
watching.
Yeah.
We are getting an audience,
Potluck.
just in case there's anybody out there who doesn't know who we are. Hey,
Right.
folks, I'm.
We have 9 people, 9 secret people watching us. They might,
Yeah.
they might not know.
Don't curse it.
You know.
Don't curse it. We're building an audience as we
Right.
speak.
Yeah.
Hey, folks, I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. I'm a longtime alternative and independent comics producer, creator, publisher. Been doing this for decades, in the business for a long time. Love to talk about comics. Love being here. Happy to do the Sunday Funnies. I'm getting up early on Sunday, and I did ask myself why this morning, but I got up early this morning.
We keep asking you
so that we
why
can
every
come on.
morning.
And
Now he's wondering more than ever.
yeah, so we can come on and talk about funny books. Plus, I do the Zimcast on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. here on the same channel or same Facebook place or wherever you found us. That reminds me, I need to go over to Facebook and make my my page public. In the meantime, Daphne, introduce yourself.
What? Me? Oh, me. Oh,
What?
yes.
We? What? Who? You?
What?
Still early in the morning. It's like, hello, everybody. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York, which it probably explains a lot. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992 because I definitely don't know any better. And I am known for the funny animal fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which is currently on Kickstarter right now, funding.
Awesome.
And I am also known for my medieval fantasy soap opera Eagle Raven, which is also on Kickstarter in pre-launch. All links in the show notes below. I am also co-host with Nita Lanning on the Ragin to the Vlogs show on this very network every Monday and Friday. Like I said, here on the Ragin 2 network, which 10 of you need to come over to YouTube and subscribe and hit that notification bell. You know, if you're not going to join us in this in this lovely chat that we have going on right now.
And I hate to break in, but all 10 of you need to tell your friends.
Yes, absolutely.
To come over here and start watching this stuff that's going on. We're having more fun than most other YouTube channels.
If you don't send this video to 10 people that you know, Randy Zimmerman is going to put a Spank the Monkey life-size cutout board outside your window.
Right, which he should, yes, which absolutely he should.
True.
So, that might not be a threat.
You're going to make that a tier on my campaign now. You know that.
Exactly.
Oh,
so
boy.
in the meantime, while you're all coming over here and deciding which friends you're going to tell, you can read both of my comics online at Tall Tales, TAILSonline.com and egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics at my own channel at Daphne Lage, LAGER, which I also simulcast to the Ragin 2 network. So so you're missing out if you don't come over. Just come on over and press the button. You guys know what to do.
You all the button. There you go. Whatever you
Brad,
find, just click it.
Brad Arney is in the house. Brad, happy Father's Day and good morning. Good morning, Brad. Thanks for joining in. Last week, I didn't make my Facebook feed public. It was only for friends. And when I leave it like that, the comments don't come through. So John Dunn had this long list of comments that never came through last Sunday. But he did turn me on to that wonderful Tom Terrific opening over on YouTube that we played this morning. Old cartoons from way back when. And I might do that every Sunday until I know for sure we're going to get into trouble. We just lost somebody. Oh, they're back. Anyway, just until we get into trouble. Sometimes I open the Zimcast with a countdown from Thunderbirds, but also another show that most people haven't seen, or at least didn't see when it was originally out. It's been rerun numerous amounts of times because yes, it's that good. Anyway, but yes, thank you. Thanks for being here. Also joining us today is Mr. Mike Jimmy. Mike Jimmy, introduce yourself.
What up, lovelies? I'm Mike Jimmy de Bruin of Fairies and Ints. I've been creating comics for the last 5 years, been publishing for the last 4, and right now I have the Radiant site running on Kickstarter. And of course, you can get every book that we published so far on there as well. So yeah, we got plenty for you to pick out.
Plenty.
Awesome.
Also, the bottom row here is for our special guest. So
1 second.
1 second.
How do you define special?
Out. Yeah. No, you know my definition for you for special. Anyway.
Oh no, there's a giant F.
Giant F.
Oh no.
We're tripping over the standards is what it is. So.
Yeah. Also joining us today is Brian K. Morris. Brian, introduce yourself.
Thank you, Randy. Good morning. How the heck are you, everyone? I'm Brian K. Morris, longtime reader of comics, like 3 years old, and we were sharing the cave paintings together. Former retailer, occasional comic scripter. I do a lot of books that are influenced by comics, and not, to keep my imposter syndrome at bay, I now call myself an award-winning author.
Oh no!
There you go.
This is the thank you. This is the Pulp Factory Award, best short story of.
Hang on, just as I enlarge you, you pull the award away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Show that off.
That sounds naughty. Anyway, bitch,
here we are.
Yeah, man. Congratulations.
There we go.
Thank you. Yeah, for years I've been calling myself an award-winning author because I got an award for my first play for not murdering the director. And that's been as close as I've gotten for years.
Award.
Yeah, and now I tell people I'm like Ving Rhames at the end of Mission Impossible 1, that I don't know how to deal with being respectable now.
Most people call that probation.
Oh, okay. Good. I still got time then. Anyway, but I'm a big fan of comics, and on Thursday nights I do a comic book review show called Comic Book Spectrum on YouTube and on Facebook and Twitch. And every week, myself, along with some of my friends like Jody McPhee in the audience here, we review recent releases, mainstream and independent. And this week, if you tune into last week's episode, our next guest here got a rather glowing review from one of the hosts. So.
Time to introduce Marv. No, just
Yeah, there we go.
Sugar Chris in the house. I would tell 10
I've been skipped over
friends,
before. I don't
but all my
bother.
cool comic friends already know Randy.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
tell
I'm
your
sorry
uncool
if I'm keeping
friends.
people from watching.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this.
we need more. Yeah, we need more. All the uncool people.
Yeah, we need
to
more
come on
uncool
over, so
people.
we
Like
can turn
me.
them into cool
So,
people.
so you know, we can raise them up to cool people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly.
George says, getting ready to meet up with the Pops for Father's Day.
Oh,
Pop,
okay,
You're
there
letting
you
people
go.
in your house now, are you? No, wrong Pops. Probably his dad. Which does remind me, happy Father's Day to all those on screen and in the chat.
Uh-huh. You don't threaten me.
Pop says, don't tell Scott he is special. Sugar
I
Chris
owe
says,
Pops something. Trust me, I owe Pops big time.
Mike Jimmy did not get a passing grade.
Oh,
no.
Mike.
No, of course not.
Don't let him get away with that. Kick it.
Thanks, George. Back at you. George says, I'm definitely going to take you up on that offer on one of these sacred Sundays.
Oh yeah, there you go. See.
There you go.
And
it
Joe
sacred.
says, Randy, I still have to take your invite for Zimcast. I haven't forgotten. Just need to schedule time to do it. Well, do it, Joe. And let me know.
Oh, don't
Let me
give
know.
that
We'll have you.
excuse.
We'll
I'm
talk.
here every
We'll
Sunday. You don't have to. Oh, wait.
I
I don't think I have room.
Beating the odds
times.
2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row. Beating the odds. Everyone that had the line on Scott not showing up this week lost. We have
Good time.
Scott Roseman in the house. Scott, introduce yourself.
Space Ghost, this is Metallus. Can you hear me, Space Ghost? Too loud and too clear.
This is not Metallus.
Scott Roseman, a longtime pro in the comics industry since about 1987. Marvel, DC, Archie, Warner Brothers, TSR, Archie, DreamWorks. Oh, all kinds of places.
Anyone that'll have you for a short period of time.
They kept kicking me out. I went from one to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. Space Ghost, Batman, X-Men, all kinds of stuff.
If you watched
And-
it, Scott Rosenbaum was involved somehow.
It's true. And I happen to be the alter ego to Mike Jimmy. He doesn't know it. But whenever it turns dark and there's deeds to be done,
There's an older guy coming out of this face that is actually Scott Rosema.
And Scott isn't wearing glasses, and Mike Jimmy is.
my blazing red beard turns white and I frighten everybody.
That's only on
Mike
Christmas.
Jimmy is. That superhero.
That's only on Christmas.
Sorry,
okay.
sorry, Jimmy, you're still too good looking. Doesn't work. Sorry.
No.
Still too good looking.
And probably not last, definitely not least, we have Marv in the house. Marv,
The
introduce
Sid
yourself.
Killer.
Hey everybody, I'm RV. I'm the writer, creator, and artist of the Sin Killer that is right now on Indiegogo, Gabriel Reaper of Souls. We are at 82%. Launched yesterday. I'm very happy, very honored to do this. This is a dream come true for me since I was a kid to be in comics. So yeah, and Michael. Hunter of Man will come out maybe in December or January. So yeah, I'm going through all the way. Whoops, internet.
Yeah, well, you see, his internet has to fly very far because he's from Portugal, so he's
Portugal.
broadcasting from Portugal. So
Understandable.
Mike Jimmy's from the Netherlands, and Scott Rosema is from that long lost land of Muskegon.
That's true.
I
Creator
can't tell you where I'm
Michigan
at.
Radio.
To be fair, I'm
Funny.
cheating as from being from the Netherlands. The line that connects the rest of the world, their internet to the United States, is in Amsterdam. So I'm literally like 20 minutes away from the router that connects the entire world.
So
You're the one that
Oh,
blames
wow.
Bill Screwy. I know.
so you're the one that's making that's pushing Marv off the signal.
Very cruel, Mike. Very, very cruel.
Yeah.
And here all this time I was blaming Xfinity.
There you go. Yeah,
It's
well, you
really
can still
good.
blame them anyway.
I do.
Our
You
power
can
lines
save
would
time.
literally explode if that connection at some point dies unexpectedly. Because there would be such a power overload
Oh
that the
boy.
entirety of the Netherlands would just have everything explode.
You don't scare me, Mike. You don't. No.
Yes.
You don't have to. No, trust me. You don't have to be scared. I'm living over here.
There you
Might
go.
be part
Yeah,
of the
but if
problem.
you're gonna just like put a firecracker in the toilet of that connection, I don't scare me.
Don't talk
I
about
live
water.
10
to me.
meter. I live 10 like 30 feet under the sea level. I'm fine. I have other things to be scared of.
Could be the next Atlantis.
Yeah.
There you go.
I was gonna say
Not
most
before
people
Florida,
would
though.
be a little scared of that.
No. Because we actually know how to control water, and in Florida looks at us and goes, "How?"
I'm 2 miles south of the safe water line in Flint. Don't talk to me about water, please.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Just
Speaking of
barely in the
water.
safe zone. Yeah. Our water used to look like Scott's coffee.
This is your old water. That's you know.
That's cool. Then you're leaded for the day. It's all good.
I'm all
So that's the secret to your
Fueled up.
powers.
Guess what I got in the mail yesterday? Guess what I got?
What'd you get
Oh,
in the mail yesterday?
What you got?
Probably one of the best books of
Show
the
it,
year.
quick.
Blown myself
Best
up
books
here.
of the year.
Yes. Octopus Cowboy.
oh.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Lovely.
Scott,
Yeah.
Guess what this
sad I
book is
missed that
about?
one.
I would imagine.
Wow,
It's
that's
a
a great
family
book.
show.
I
So
know,
I'm not
it's a
gonna go
tough
there.
one.
Yeah,
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I know what it's about. Octopus Cowboy was my nickname in college, so I know exactly what it is.
you
That's
had
a
a lot of
stripper name.
nicknames in college. Lord, yeah, we don't want to know your stripper name. Thank you.
Only one of them by the girls.
Yeah, probably. Well,
It's
probably
the best
more
book
than
of the
one,
year,
but
and I
yeah.
was thinking, no, never mind.
Hey, as long as they're holding books up,
There you go.
I remember that book.
you do, and I'm going to hold you to it in a moment.
Please do.
Look at that. If you missed out on that campaign, you missed out. Look
Well,
at
that's
that.
nice.
Yeah. No.
An octopus
I
taking
missed
a
out.
bath. I feel so inadequate now.
It's
Clue us in.
exactly it's not false advertising. It's actually the story of an octopus cowboy.
Seriously, that's awesome.
Amazing.
That's
It's,
beautiful.
it's great. It's pretty. The package is incredibly well put together. I haven't sat down and read it yet, but if it reads like it looks, it's going to be a phenomenal read.
No, I think JD interviewed the creator of that on I don't remember if it was on his show or on Pops's show.
Yeah.
And he was asked, it's like, so why Octopus Cowboy? And he goes, why not?
That's exactly the answer.
You
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And it's like, isn't that the brilliance of what we do? That
It
it's
is.
like that we can just do whatever comes to our head and
Yeah.
put it on paper and put it out. And it's like, yeah, why not? You know, why not? It's not,
Probably one
you
of the
know,
best.
it's not a
Hey.
side hustle. It's not a thing that we're doing because corporations are micromanaging our work. It's just, okay, what two words I can put together
Free association.
and bug out on paper.
We want
Here's
to
a comic.
we want to congratulate Jason Orpheus. I'm sure I just massacred that name. It is an amazing job.
Yeah.
Not an amazing John, but an amazing job.
Right.
That was also one of Scott's nicknames in college.
I didn't know.
Frog G has the link in hand. Frog G, thank you
Oh,
so
thank
much.
you.
We always
Thank you, Frog
appreciate
G.
you. We appreciate your links. We appreciate you being part of this. Frog G
Hopping,
says he
hopping
made it.
in to do good in the world.
And hey
Putting up all
along,
our
hopping
links.
in. As his campaign starting up here pretty soon, right?
Yeah.
When that comes on, Frog G, we're gonna have you on. If you need a frog icon, in case you don't want to show your face, I could definitely draw one of those up for you. Can Octopus Cowboy books still be ordered? I have no idea.
Yes, Frog G on YouTube. Brad,
Yes.
Frog G just shared the link.
Just posted that link.
Yeah.
Believe me, it's a pretty book. It's a thick book. It's a well done book. I'm not sure how on time he was, but it's out now, and it's just worth the wait and beautiful.
Is that a hardcover?
No, it's a paperback. It's a trade,
Okay.
but it's a thick
It
trade.
looks cool.
Okay, I was wondering because of the spine.
It's a-
yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
very
beautiful.
very impressive print job. It's very tight.
It's tight.
Tight. And great art. When my wife approves of the art, you know it has to be good.
No, he
Wow.
delivered on time. The schedule for delivery is May 2022. So
Phenomenal.
yeah.
Yep. So I did notice in the indicia it was printed in May. So good for you. Good for you, Jason. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Beautiful work.
I look forward to reading it. I couldn't. It was one of those campaigns, and there's so many of them out there anymore. When you see them, you just have to buy in because the quality of the book is so great, and the name is so the book is just so unusual. You just have to get it. And that was definitely one of those campaigns, and it did not disappoint. Just beautiful. So thank you, Jason, very much.
Great.
That's beautiful.
Also in my travels, I don't know. Everybody else probably knows about this, but I just stumbled across it. Okay. So when I was at my local Barnes and Nobles, killing time as the wife went crazy buying books, right? I ran across this from Warrant magazine.
Oh, yeah.
Empress Carmela.
Nice.
Those have been great.
$5.95. Don Glutt still writing, still out there, still working, doing stuff just like those old Warren days. Look at that. Even Frazetta cover.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Frazetta cover. Great nostalgic ad on the back for their back issues. $5.95. Newsprint magazine. When do you see that anymore? Usually they're $10-15.
Oh.
And just look at this artwork.
You're
so reminiscent.
You're
getting fuzzy.
Yeah.
What? Oh, was I
No,
getting
you're
fuzzy? I was
fine
getting
again.
too close to the camera.
Okay. No, those are lovely.
Yeah.
We've been reviewing those on Comic Book Spectrum. They have a sister magazine called Shudder, formerly The Creeps.
Yep.
And not only has Don Glutt still writing for him, but when he was alive, Nick Cuddy was writing for them.
Yes. Yep.
Cool.
And they've been getting a number of older Warren artists. Neil Adams even did penciling on a story.
Oh, that's sweet,
man.
Kelly Jones just turned in a beautiful job about 6 months ago in one of the magazines. Yeah, we love those.
This is the first time I've stumbled across it. I'm like, hey,
really?
This is pretty awesome. Yeah.
It's available through Diamond.
Really good on them.
Yeah, well, obviously it's available at Barnes and Noble. So.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, if you want to purge the guilt from your soul by dealing with Diamond, then you go to Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, because they don't deal with Diamond. Barnes and Noble doesn't. I don't think.
No.
So.
Hey, I wonder if we should give Marv V a little more time here. He was kind of cut off for a minute.
Yeah, if he's broadcasting,
Marv V, you doing all right?
Oh, it's
maybe we can give him
more time. Out there, and his phone doesn't like it.
His phone doesn't like us, Marv. Anyway,
it's like Mike Jimmy, go to the router and kick it.
Yeah, I'm having problems with my.
Yeah, turn it off and turn it back on again, Mike.
What is going on here?
Your phone is just a little slow, Marv. You're a little behind.
But you know what the thing is though is that StreamYard doesn't like being broadcast on phones anyway.
No,
so
it doesn't.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That's the way that works.
Yeah.
Now, you might want to switch to your tablet, actually, Marv.
Last weekend,
I think that's stronger.
Yeah. Switch to your laptop, Marv, if you can. I'll let you back in.
Right.
All right, buddy.
Yeah. What did he? Yeah, he froze up, I think.
Please do. Yeah, he's still jerky there.
Or in sympathy, we all should
yeah.
Solidarity. Right arm. Yeah.
So what happened last week?
Last week, Brian attended a convention. Tell us about it.
Oh, yeah. They're all coming back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last week, I was at the Pulp Fiction Convention in Westlake, Ohio. And do I have them here? Yes, I do. I've been showing off some of to my friends.
I'm going back
up there. Aside from the fact that,
I don't have.
If Marv's working,
all right, Marv, do that.
Yeah, we'll see you in a second, dude.
Yeah. But anyway, it's like one, I was selling my books, and I got to hang out with Jim Beard, who's done some comics work. Used to write for Marvel.com. And John C. Bruning, his partner in Flinch Books, and Charles F. Milhouse, who in the award that I just showed you last month at the Windy City Pulp and Paper show, where I was also at, Charles F. Milhouse took the other 4.
For all 4 of them?
Yeah, there were 5 awards, and since I also work for that company too, we basically swept the whole awards for best novel, best short story, although it's from another publisher. Best exterior art on a book, best interior art on a book, and best anthology for Pulp Reality.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
That must have cost you guys a fortune.
Only my dignity, Scott, and I have so very little of it to begin with. So.
That's
But
true.
his
You
ego
really
is
can
through the
parcel it
roof.
out. You really got to be careful handing that out. It only lasts. You only got so much.
I know I'm an old man now, but but while the knees are still strong, I'm going for it, Scott. But anyway, no. But here's now. Randy, talks about finding the treasures. And I don't think I need a full screen, but like.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
There
But
you go.
anyway,
Okay.
the Saint.
There you are.
All right, old edition of the Saint.
Awesome.
Old edition of Ellery Queen.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then I got remember the old Topper TV series with Leo G. Carroll?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Wow.
Topper takes a trip.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I got this from my wife, who's an Andre Norton fan. But
Oh,
what makes
sweet. There we go.
What makes it so cool?
Oh, it's a flip book.
Nice.
Ace, both of them Andre Norton too.
Yeah,
That's
the
awesome.
classic Ace books. And then I got.
Sweet.
Here we go. Now this is in. I don't know which order because they're all so cool. And I picked this one up. It was missing
look at
the.
that.
I bought it for the logo.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
This has a story because and the title page was missing, so I did some research when I got home. This is. It looks like a comic book logo,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Depth of it. This was published by Martin Goodman.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's a Martin Goodman pulp. And
There we
then,
go.
So it's
For
prose.
those
So
of you
it's-
not
so
in the
it's
know.
a prose book that's the size of a comic book.
Right.
No,
Exactly.
Martin would
Nice.
publish. Martin, as Timely or Atlas or whatever he was calling himself, would publish a wide variety of magazines, and Pulp Fiction was one of them. That is where Kazar came from.
Exactly.
Yes.
Originally, it's from
Yes.
the pulp novels, and then
Yeah.
he transferred over to the comics.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then even up into the 70s, he was publishing what were called sweat magazines, which were adventure stories. Like I was the
Weasels tore my flesh.
exactly.
Oh,
I
yes.
was the prisoner of the Vietnamese lesbian army.
Thank you.
And he might have
Oh.
he might have actually printed that story. Weasels tore my flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he had
Thank-
people. I'm sorry, Scott. Go ahead.
I was gonna say thank you. Oh shoot. The one pop rock artist. What's his name? He's the one that put it on an album cover.
Oh, like Peter Max or something like that, or Andy Warhol.
No.
Oh no,
the,
I know the one you're talking about. The one that ripped off Jerry Grandinetti all the time.
Yes.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
awesome.
But no, Martin Goodman's magazines also had people like Mario Puzo working for him, Bruce J. Friedman. I found some old. I picked some up recently, and he had like Earl Norham art in it.
Oh, Earl
There you
Norman.
are.
Yeah. But then I also got
Great.
this
Hang on. Keep
Okay.
it up there. Keep it up there. I'm
Dr.
enlarging
Kildare's
Yeah.
Crisis by Max Brand, who became
Oh,
a huge
cool.
Western writer.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and by the way, all those paperbacks cost me $2 a piece.
I was about to ask. If, like,
Nice.
Amazing.
if somebody wanted to start collecting those, it has a very low bar to entry, I guess.
Really does. It really
Uh-huh.
does. And it's a very inclusive community. Now, here's the one that I think is going to blow some minds here. Harper's Monthly Magazine
Okay.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Wow.
from March of 1882.
Dang.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
What did you pay for that? Can I ask?
Oh, yeah.
$5.
$5.
There you go.
Nice.
Yep.
You
James on the
scoundrel.
horse. But
Now
yeah,
the collectible values on all of that old paper has dropped because of the collectors are. Well, sorry to be punny
Well.
here, but the collectors are dropping as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Of that
Yeah.
stuff. So there's less and less demand for
That's
that kind of
true.
material. I know I'm a big Little Books fan, and
We
Oh,
had
the
some
big-
of those there
big old
too.
book.
Yeah.
Big Little Book market dropped through
Yeah.
the floor about maybe 5-6 years ago. So
Mhm.
now it's a real easy entry point. It's just nobody knows what the format is.
Oh,
Hardly nobody knows
Which-
what it looks like unless
Well,
they're our age.
The thing is, O'Brien, can you the one that's the size of a comic book but is actually prose in size? Is it possible for us to see the inside?
Yeah, let me get you a nice one.
Well, it's an old style pulp magazine, I would imagine.
Right.
Yeah.
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 But great for us fans of this stuff because I could
Oh,
finally catch up on some of these big little books I'd love to get my hands on.
Oh yeah.
But let me
Scott, I've been picking up books that when I first started collecting were 125, 130 bucks a hit. Some one I saw at 230. I've been picking them for no more than $10 a hit.
Awesome.
How's that for art, Daphne?
Boy,
Dr. Kildare's Crisis right there.
Yeah. And like I said,
those. Does it credit those on Turner Classic Movies? They have a whole string of movies.
Let me see, Scott. Let me see.
Oh,
and these, some of these were released like once. Like this was released once a week.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting like this much art, stuff, and there's like about more than half a dozen stories in here.
That's pretty standard pulp magazine size, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah. It did shrink over the years, and you still see some like amazing that are out, or the magazines of fantasy and science fiction, which are more like digest size now.
Yeah.
But anyway,
but Eller,
this is not credited, Scott. I don't see a credit for it.
Okay.
And sometimes, unfortunately, a lot of the artists did go uncredited, which is a damn shame because some of them. Well, here's another one. Here's
wow.
And back at that point. The artists all were such great draftsmen because they were so seasoned and
oh my goodness, yeah. And we get some that did do comics work, like there are some old Jack Kirby in some of the Goodman pulps, Lou Fine, and oh god, help me out here. There was the guy that did all the stippling.
Virgil Finlay.
Virgil Finlay.
Yeah.
And here's the thing I learned recently, Scott. All the things you see of Virgil Finlay in the pulps, he did those 1-to-1.
Oh, same size. No kidding.
Same size. And if you ever see his work, it's this magnificent stippling, dot, that takes like more patience than anything. And almost photographic. But he did do some early comic book work in Strange Adventures, I think it was.
He was
for Julie Schwartz.
Oh yeah, his technique was insane.
Yeah, and he was also an excellent painter too. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, I was at the Windy City Pulp and Paper show a month ago where I got the award, and they had some originals of his. Yeah, that's another thing. Anybody who's a fan of good art, go to these shows. Especially Windy City Pulp and Paper, which is in Lombard, Illinois. Yeah. And every year I've gone, they've had like a huge selection of pulp art on display and for sale. One year, the first year I went up, remember in the early 70s or mid 70s, Aurora released those models and had the comic books inside. Dave Cockrum did the instruction art on all those things.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dave Cockrum. Oh my God.
They had, they did like Spider-Man with a comic by John Romita Sr., Kurt Swan and Frank Giacoya doing a Superman, Dick Giordano doing Batman. Tarzan was drawn by Neil Adams.
Oh, wow.
I saw the original splash page, original art up there.
They had the original art?
Mm-hmm.
At these, I got to go to these pulp shows. Oh my God.
And being in Lombard, it's not horribly distant from you.
Oh no, that's 3 hours drive standing on my head.
We lost Randy.
Yeah. Oh well.
Randy has left for the Windy City Pulp and Paper.
Exactly. He went to Barnes and Nobles to get more of those.
He's out of here.
Well, Marv, you look like you're fully functional now.
Yeah, Marv, let's hear about you. Enough about me.
And your award.
I'm having some problems with it. I have some problems with internet, and I only have StreamYard on my phone, so I don't know how to. Technology is not my thing. So I suck at it, and I don't have it on my tablet, but I got to work on it.
If you have a browser on your tablet, you can use StreamYard on your tablet too. Mm-hmm. It might be a little stronger than your phone.
Well,
usually I do this. I do the live shows and I'm drawing on the tablet, so it's a little bit. I gotta draw. So.
Okay, cool.
I know.
Yeah, you got a book to put out.
Right.
You got a book to promote now.
Yeah. Well, so Marvy.
Different priorities.
you guys did you guys launched together, didn't you?
Yes, we did. We had two completely different sides of the spectrum when it comes to comics, side by side launching, and it was hilarious.
Oh, brother, yeah, because it's two different audiences you're talking to, so.
And we both did great.
Right.
It was awesome.
Yeah, and it was insane. And the first thing that came to my mind was Daphne when she was doing her last campaign. The numbers were going up, and I said, "Whoa!"
Yeah, so you just see that. Yeah, you just see that ticker moving. Right.
Now I know how it feels to see that.
Awesome. It is a really good feeling. So Brian, I have a question about that book. I mean, I'm just fascinated by it.
Yeah.
The fact that so why would they have decided to do a prose book, pretty much, even though illustrated, to do it at a comic book size, and and why, at what point does the formats change into something more standard?
Well, a number of the pulps were actually, like comics, slightly larger until they kind of found their common size. And the size that pulps were, like the ones I just showed you, they all predate comics. Because this one I think was, this one doesn't. This is from 1940, but this is a similar size here, and this is 1882.
Right.
So
1882. Wow.
Yeah. I actually have the answer to that, Daphne.
Oh, good.
What is it?
These sizes were all determined because of the original print size of broadsheet newspapers, because they were all printed on newsprint printers, and they came up with those sizes because that's what happens to the broadsheet newsprint when you fold it and then fold it and then fold it again.
Oh,
and that's right, because they all got printed on newsprint presses because they had to always keep printing all the time,
right?
Because those presses all ran on these oil-based inks, and you don't dare let those dry because they're a bitch to clean. So you always had to keep your presses running, and that's why they came up with the idea that, well, let's package all these strips or all these stories, and that's where they come up with the sizes. They just simply folded the newsprint pages.
Oh, so every size is just another fold.
Yeah.
So even if it got smaller, it's just another fold.
Just another size. Yeah, that's where they came up with those sizes. People think it was determined by some. No, it was just, let's fold the newsprint once, twice, 3 times, or 4 times, or whatever. Okay. And that's the sizes they came up with.
Yeah, because it's still the same today.
Yeah. I don't know, because it's there just seems to be certain formats that I don't see much, like the big little books, and I've been looking into just looking at different formats for books, trying to experiment with something, and it's just kind of well, do people like this anymore? Do they read this anymore? I mean,
the sizes they have nowadays is just simply a leftover from when the sizes were determined by efficiency of production.
Right.
I mean, that's the only reason we have these particular sizes, because that's just the leftover. That's just left over from when they had to.
Right.
They just came up with those sizes by folding newsprint. How many times they wanted to fold it.
So, and that's why in some older hardcovers, you look at the spine, inside the spine, and it's not just like a solid sheath of papers, but it's a series of these folded pamphlets. Put together, and then I think some of the publishers would then slice off that part, glue it together to make the spine.
Yeah.
But,
and when you think about how absolutely basic and almost primitive these printing presses were, it's a miracle that there is any registration or anything at all, because these guys are just, these things are running 1,000,000 miles an hour, these presses.
Right. Yeah. The closest I've ever seen these, it's I used to work at a company that they had a Heidelberg.
Yeah.
And but it was sheet fed though, not roll fed. So it was that's the close. Yeah, and it's like having a semi in a warehouse. It's that's so big. People were literally climbing it to be able to maintain it. I mean,
they used
to build the presses and then build the building around it.
Yeah.
It's not like they opened up a door and carried it in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
so
exactly what.
A little funny one, that because these predate comics as well.
Oh,
nice.
they're not even aged, so like they don't have a date stamp on whatsoever on them.
Wow.
But these are 1/3 of an A4, which is a standard magazine size.
Right.
I only happen to have 2 of them, but what they essentially did was, they would print 3 of them on top of each other and just cut them down in 3.
So I guess
not 3 books at the same time.
To be, not to be a shameless plug, but only because this is the only A4. Because this is A4, right? So
we don't do shameless plugs around here, Daphne. Okay?
Right, exactly. Yeah. So
I've been
wouldn't think of it. Wouldn't think of it.
Right, absolutely not. So this is A4 size.
Good, Marv.
Join in, Marv. Join in.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody put their book up.
Right,
there we go.
exactly.
There we go.
Shameless whoring time.
Best
Hold on.
Screenshots.
Right. So there you go. So we're talking about those books are like 1/3 of this.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right,
so they're actually slightly wider for some reason.
Do it, Marv. Do it.
Right.
Like they're actually slightly wider. I don't know why, but yeah. Well, maybe
you want whoring? I'll show you whoring.
Right.
Yeah, it's a very interesting size.
What
makes me wonder, is this?
Ooh, that was nice.
Yeah, there we go.
I'll go back in a second to that.
Right.
Yeah, please do. Can't get
now the thing is, though, do you think that people nowadays are like a little too sensitive to like format, or it's like you figure that it's still possible to experiment with format? It's just that not a lot of people do, or is it because the audience is kind of like turned off to like odd sizes?
I wonder if they're just the people aren't wanting to do it or don't think to do it. Because
right.
A big problem.
They played with format constantly in the time.
So, like I see a lot of different formats, with European comics. Most of them are in A4 or A5 or B5, which is slightly smaller, slightly wider than A4. And the reason they do it is because the paper that the printer gets is a certain width, and so you get fold after fold after fold, and that makes a 0, a 1, a 2, yada yada yada.
Oh my God, those are the books my grandfather I would find in my grandfather's.
I've got a whole bunch of that type in my
yeah.
Well, I think the experimentation with the format is probably taking a back seat. I think everybody's more concerned about just simply being able to put out quality stories and presentation. I don't think the playing with the format of the presentation is foremost on most people's minds.
No, because the main thing as well. Oh, damn it!
I'm getting dizzy. What are you doing, Randy?
Yeah, I know.
Question me again,
for a moment there, Randy.
Hey.
I feel like a piece of old Marvel animation.
As soon as I added Marv, my internet just went wonky.
Marv?
I blame you, Marv.
Yeah. Well, Mike Jimmy's the one who lives next to the global router. So.
Yeah, Mike.
I figured I had to separate Scott and Brian by this time. That's why I moved Scott over.
I'll punish myself
like
after the stream.
All the books that I guess we showed off, or at least in our shameless plug section, can all be found in the link in the chats. Frog G is graciously putting up links to our books. Although Scott, it's like, well, is there? So can you talk about your book a little bit? Talk about your book.
It gets
a little
great
bit.
Reviews.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, you.
Aaron Tree.
Right. Ooh.
The adventure magazine of fantasy and sword and sorcery.
Oh, very nice.
This is the latest comic book I've done, and it's got all kinds of cool barbarians and demons and adventure and sword fights.
I'm sold. Where can I get it?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, sign over your firstborn to me, and you can get a copy.
Oh no!
That's
More that
fine
part about
because
your immortal
I'm very
Scott
cool.
Rosenbaum wants to pay
Crazy
child
uncle.
support for all your children.
I am ready to address that question because all you got to do is go to
There you
use
go.
Chem Studio at AOL.com and deposit $10 into my PayPal account. Send your address, their full mailing address, how many copies you
Oh
want.
my God.
$6 per
Scott
copy.
Rosenbaum doing old school.
An
Going
email
full
he's
I
had
sent him
for
12
over
and
30
he gave me an
years. folks.
Send a
autograph.
check. Send a
Right.
check.
Send a check.
An email he's had for over 30 years. If you send him enough money, maybe he'll update his email servers.
Yeah.
My copy's better. My copy of that is better than Scott's because mine is signed. Scott can't even get an
Right.
autographed copy of his own book.
So did
Well, I
you
can't
do
get that bastard to sign it for me. Yeah, I talk to him every freaking day.
Well, he likes me, so
Well, that's his fault, not mine.
no accounting for taste. I know.
So is this book only available at your website, or are you
Well-
planning on crowdfunding it, or?
It's I decided I went the route of funding it myself because I wanted to get it done to go to convention last year
Okay.
and or earlier this year.
Right. Okay.
And so now it's usually just available from me, and there are a few stores that have some around the Michigan Ohio corridor there. So, but your best bet is to simply email me or PayPal me, $6 per copy, and then I said $4 or $5 for shipping, and you can get it from me. That's probably your best
there we
bet.
go.
I am working on
$4 or
getting them.
$5 shipping if it's to the Netherlands too, but I probably don't think that's going to be a deal.
Well, I'm not going to sell any to you, Mike. So,
All right. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
router.
no, of course. Yeah, no.
Sorry, Mike.
I'm not even allowed to have my Scott Rosenbaum books here.
After all you've
I'm
done,
too far away, apparently.
Oh, we lost Randy again.
See, now you pissed
See,
Randy
now
off.
you pissed off Randy.
You see?
I've
So
actually
did you-
disgusted him. Really, he's probably over in his home retching right now.
Wow.
But
So
that's
did
I am
you get everything in there, or is it kind of like an anthology? Because it looked like.
yes, there are 3 different comic stories in it, all unrelated, but they're so it is an anthology of sorts, but it's all the same subject matter. It's fantasy, sword and sorcery. So it's a pure book in that respect, but it has pinups in it, posters, maps, and all kinds of fun stuff. That's all the fantasy, sword and sorcery genre. So 3 different stories. It's got a prose story in it here, and it actually is a redo of a comic I did with some friends back in 1980, some 42 years ago.
Ooh.
And this is where I took that book and I totally had it redone. Same basic content, but better writing, better artwork, better production. It's full color now versus the black and white that I did way back then. And it's just my way of kind of taking something from way back when and shooting it up into the present day. So it's amazing what 42 years of experience can do for a book.
Exactly.
Oh, yes.
And improve technology and everything.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
And Brian
do you
Morris.
still
What's
do
that,
you still
Mark?
have the black and white? Do you still have the black and white stuff?
I do, and I wish I had a copy available. I'd show you the original because it's really quite a treat to see what it looked like way back when and what it looks like now.
Right.
And I'm gonna find a copy of that sooner or later. I had it around here somewhere when I was.
It probably looks like a fanzine or something.
But it is. It was one of those. I said it was had a color paper cover and a black and white interior, and it was an 8.5 by 11 folded in half.
It was definitely a fanzine.
Very talented.
Wow.
And Marv, if I find a copy of it, I will make sure I get on one of these broadcasts and show it off because it's really quite fun to see it there.
Very cool.
Yeah.
But I
Send me a
decided.
message when you do.
Oh yeah.
Seriously.
I plan to take. I'm going to continue doing this book. I'm working on issue 2 and 3 right now.
Nice.
And so we only put out 2 issues way back when, and now I'm going to go past issue 2. I'm going to go into 3 and 4 and all kinds of fun stuff.
Oh yeah.
Good.
And it just plays upon my love of things like Conan and Lord of the Rings and Michael Moorcock and all those things.
Okay.
Oh,
40 years, and he finally learned how to count over 3.
Well, look, you'd be amazed at how many people don't make it that far in this business.
That was the joke.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you do number 2, you're like
Yeah.
you're ahead of a lot of people.
Way
I'm
ahead
really
of
up
most
there,
indies.
aren't I, Mike? I'm proud of myself. I don't have to take off my shoes to count now.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
But now I was going to say, Brian Morris was kind enough to review my comic on his YouTube thing.
Thank you.
And he seemed to like it. So apparently he's delirious. So that's good.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I don't mind at all.
Everybody knows that I'm not afraid to, rake Scott over the coals,
That's very
to
true.
basically destroy his very reason for living. But no, despite how I feel about Scott, no, the book is excellent. Yeah. See a happy ending.
Yeah,
There you go.
Nita, I'm a little surprised myself. Is AOL still around?
Scott is one of the last 2 people still using AOL.
Right, yeah. Oh, so
He
here's
still has a little
another
metal tip that came with all the
enthusiastic endorsement from Pops.
There you
So
go. Yeah,
there we
in all seriousness, I gave it a 10 out of 10. The production values are exceptionally high.
Right.
The content is
there we go.
amazing. And in all seriousness, Scott, that was a fantastic book, and I'm very proud of you, brother. I really am.
And yes, it's like yes, Scott, you need a link tree at least to not have the.
Brian needs a link tree.
Check or money order too.
Now, see, you guys are throwing around these phrases, and it's just jabberwocky to me. I can't.
Okay, Scott, here's another one: indoor plumbing. Okay.
Oh yeah. So Scott, do you do cash on delivery?
I do. I take gold bullion.
If you go to his house, yes.
Yeah.
Hold on, I might have a Dutch guilder, 5 guilder coins somewhere still.
If you bring me live chickens, I'll take those. It doesn't,
Roast chickens too.
Right. Oh, that's true. Costco, no, Publix. If you live in Florida, bring Scott Rosemont Publix fried chicken.
Like one of that great Star Trek bit from the Tiny Toons cartoon. They McCoy says, "Jim, this chicken is raw. Set phasers on roast."
Well, I think everybody has a photo of each other sleeping at a convention.
Everybody's got a picture of me sleeping at a con.
Everybody, we all try to like get that nap in somewhere. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's on my own program.
Right, exactly. That's why it's rare that you're here on a Sunday morning.
It's only through the grace of some god of somewhere that I'm ending up doing this stuff.
Right.
I think the only person with the worst attendance record, Scott, is me. So
don't challenge me, Brian. Don't challenge me.
The gloves are off, brother. I'm telling you.
I'm actually here only because Daphne is.
Hey, because I summoned the Elrond Council.
Keep track, Mike. You're gonna need a list.
Well,
she said his name fast for 3 times, and there he is. None but love.
Oh my goodness. So so we're hitting the top of the hour. Oh, we actually were able to survive the first hour.
Unbelievable.
How do we do it?
Yeah, I know, really.
Poor audience.
Right. I mean, it's like so the thing is that we all it's like unfortunately until Randy comes back, because the conversation that we started off with backstage was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And here's the thing though. So the thing, there is like so much of this history in comics that's kind of getting lost. And it's like, how do we make sure that the youngins don't forget? I mean, there's history that I'm still learning about, and it's like, I know that Randy is in the middle of doing a history of comics books, a history of comic book that I think is just like really important for him to do, because obviously it's like there's a lot of stuff that even I don't know, and it's like I'm learning every day. But it's like, I mean, where if where do you start the conversation with that with people who are like who probably their ideas of comics like started in the 90s?
First. Well, there are magazines and books that are being published to this day, and I've worked. Full disclosure, I've worked for still work for these guys.
Right.
Alter Ego magazine, which covers comics from like up to about 1970 in most cases, and then following that and this is edited by Roy Thomas, by the way.
Oh yeah,
who knows
Great
his
book.
stuff?
Great magazine.
He is. And Back Issue magazine, edited by Michael Urey, who's also a former comic book professional, and every issue has a different theme. Such as this one is the Silver issue featuring Silver Surfer, Silver Sable. Any character from the 70s on that had the name Silver in it, including
awesome.
Lone Ranger's horse. And and for all the if you want visuals, each of them have it. So they're profusely illustrated, lots of great commentary, and that's where I would start people, and also the fact is the theme changes with every issue, so that might be a place to start. Plus, God, there are books that have such a great coverage of past history, especially in recent years. That it'd be different. Of course, then if you want to get want to pro back, there's books by Les Daniels or Jim Steranko. One of my favorites is for the Golden Age is Jules Pfeiffer, the great comic book heroes.
That is a great book.
I still have my first edition of
I got
that.
2 of them. I got 2 copies of it.
Oh, that's right, you do. That's right.
Every time I ran across it at a show, I bought it, and I think I've given away like 2 or 3. That and Les Daniels' History of Comics in America. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, because especially this week, I think that it became like really, really apparent to me, like how much the corporations that owns all of this, pretty much, how much they're really bending over backwards to erase that history.
Oh yeah.
So that, it's like, people talk about Marvel as if it's a separate entity. It's like, no, it's a Disney property.
Yeah.
And it's like, and Disney is really trying to scrub like anything that refers to anything other than this is a Disney property. We see them doing it with Lucas right now, and Lucas isn't even dead. And they're trying to scrub Lucas off of Star Wars.
And I think somebody up there at Lucasfilm actually admitted that was their goal, is to get rid of the main 3 characters and build new characters.
Yeah, that they're just trying that it's like it's just turning it into a Disney property, and it's like, and
much to their detriment.
Yeah, and I think that it's so like, and so my concern is, how do we keep all these names alive to people? How do they know, like how do we keep them knowing who these who were the foundations of this work?
And it's a real shame too, because they bought these characters. I mean, they own these icons that they're trouncing, that they're stepping on. Over at DC, for example, all the Justice League is now dead and replaced by a younger Justice League. It's ridiculous.
Well, I think that we're facing an uphill battle, because I know a lot of these corporations are preparing themselves to have a foundation by which they can then extend copyright beyond the law.
Yeah.
Well, that's true too, but they're also looking at their stock dropping through the floor as well.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So that's going to be an interesting fight to see.
It's going to end up being a zero-sum game if they're not careful. Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's like, if you're, obviously you're referring to Disney, and it's like, I've seen their stock go at one point to $50 a share, and they're not quite there yet. So the fight is still going to be, is still going to be ongoing.
Weren't they around 39? I thought they were around 39.
I wouldn't be surprised. This was back during the, I think it's like pre-Michael Eisner, or around when it really looked like, that I forgot who it was. Some billionaire wanted to buy up Disney and break it up and whatnot back the it was really bad back then. But the thing is, though, I'm just a little concerned that it's like that we're being complete, like us as everything as this art form that we dedicated ourselves to is being slowly mashed into a gray paste that everybody's like, oh, it's just content, as opposed to being an art form.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to be behooving on all of us to constantly keep pushing that history and making sure that try and make everything about it as absolutely fascinating as possible to any younger person, so that when they might show the slightest interest in what you're doing, tie the history of what you have, where you're influenced from, into what you're currently doing, so they can understand that there are some grassroots that they can explore. It's not just happening right today. It goes back 30, 40, 50 years. And that's how I think we can help keep it alive. You can't force them to love what we love, but you can get them fascinated in it. If you constantly keep it at the forefront of your conversations and all that.
Right.
Kimono Taku says it's easier to destroy base characters in a franchise and mold your cheaper new characters into an IP franchise. It's a way to cut out the original creators and their high ticket prices.
Yeah, and like I said, it's just I want to say fascinating, but it's not really, because I know what it is. It's like, to see Disney doing that in our faces. I mean, it's like, and especially when Disney owns 70% of the IPs in Hollywood. It's kind of, it's kind of scary to think how we're losing our culture because of this.
Or at the very least, it's being shunted to the back seat.
How do we keep comics alive in Fahrenheit 451? You let people not forget. That's what you do, and and then you create your own icons and push those out forward as best as you can. That's all you can do.
And I think we also need to return to caring about the people that put this together. It's not just Superman, but talk about Siegel and Schuster, Dan Jurgens, Wayne Boring, Kurt Swan. Anyone that helped push the legend to where it is now. I think we need to keep remembering the human aspect of creativity and their fascinating stories. Yeah, exactly.
When do comics creators get an in memoriam section? Because we've lost a lot of great people this year.
Yeah, no, for real.
We just lost Tim Sale this week.
That hurt.
And it's a shame to see him go.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, was he sick for a while? Because the way I've seen people talking about him in articles, it's like, no, this is not a guy who died suddenly.
I was going to say, does everybody know what, unfortunately, the catalyst was for?
Yeah.
The impression, and I could be wrong, and I hope I am, is that he took his own life. I hope I'm wrong. I haven't read anywhere of a cause of death, but folks are, when they talk about him, are talking about depression and all of this, and it's almost like a Naomi Judd type situation,
Oh, is that what Naomi Judd is? So did she?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The day before she was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, she'd been she'd been fighting depression for years.
This is okay. I don't know whether I'm just learning about it now or I forgot. How long ago is this?
Just maybe a month or two.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow.
But I mean, I'm still personally still trying to process having Neil Adams being gone.
Right? Yeah, I know.
And
really.
George.
Yeah, George Perez.
George Perez.
Boy, George was so loved by so many people. Oh, it's unbelievable.
And wasn't it great that he got to feel it?
Yeah.
I mean, if any of us were in that position, and one, to face that sort of situation with that much courage, and to then, because we talk about mental health a lot in my broadcast and imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
And one thing it triggers a lot of people, including myself, is praise. Because it's like, why am I being praised because I don't feel worthy of it?
Right.
But to have George accept all this love, not just from the fans, but from his fellow creators who went out of their ways to get to George and say thank you for everything you've done. We love you.
It was awesome.
Right.
It was. It really. It was. It just makes you tear up through the whole thing, and in a way, for some of us, I think it kind of eased the blow of his final passing to know that he got that love that so many creators, in whatever field, never experience.
Yeah.
Oh,
You have to you have to appreciate him too for the way he met his end with dignity.
Yeah,
Very
you know,
much so.
Ralph Griffith was the same way. He knew that he was passing.
Mhm.
The co-creator of Arrow Comics. We had him on an interview.
Yeah.
He knew his time was limited at the point of that interview.
Yeah, or David Bowie is another
David
one.
Bowie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is,
Look
with
at
George
Boseman as Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick,
Is
Right.
amazing.
Oh my God.
And now
another
they
one.
pull the interview out from that
Right.
lady who goes talks to him about Black Panther 2 and what's going to happen. And he looks her straight in the eye and says, "I'll be dead." And they thought he was joking. They thought he was joking. He was already undergoing chemo at the time and knew his time was
no
limited.
kidding.
Wow. That's
Wow.
intense.
The fact
It
he
is
did
very
so much
intense.
of that filming being
Mhm.
fully engulfed in the cancer, it was amazing.
But what a great part, you know.
Oh.
Just
And he didn't hold back.
no.
Unbelievable.
Oh man.
No, he knew the importance of the part that he was playing.
Mhm.
So
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Right.
But no, with George Perez, I mean, he of course he built that love around him
Yes.
because
Mhm.
he
He
would
earned
talk to anybody, anywhere, and it was he never once
Right. Yeah.
sat on the pedestal that so many people put him on. He never once put himself above anybody.
Right. Yeah.
Matter of fact, I have a great story about George Perez that we were at the Pittsburgh Comic-Con back before it kind of went crazy, but we stayed over from Sunday to Monday. We drove in, Susie and I, because we have this big display hall around. And the thing is, we were leaving Monday morning, and just about everybody's gone by this point. And we go down into the lobby to load up, to have the cars all loaded up, and we're just going down to the lobby to leave. And there's George all by himself sitting in the lobby waiting for a shuttle to take him to the airport. And we say hi, and he hugs Susie and he hugs me, and we say, hey, as I'm waiting, it's going to be a half hour for the shuttle. So we just sat there with him in these easy chairs in the lounge and just had the greatest conversation for about a half hour. And it was just awesome. I mean, the guy was just, we talked about everything.
Yep.
And he was just the most amiable and forthcoming and welcoming person. It was just the greatest moment. And nobody was there. It was just, nobody bugged us. And it was just amazing. One of those great private moments that, you couldn't pay for to get.
Yeah.
Amazing. Just loved it.
That's
What he was like. He was like that with everybody.
Dave's in the house. Genuine Comics greeting all you awesome people.
Did you hear that, Mike? I'm awesome. Did you hear?
He's been validated.
You're gonna lose your internet in a minute.
Yeah, probably.
No.
I'm not playing with
After the
anybody.
stream's over, he's gonna turn into me again.
Okay,
Oh,
get
well.
back on. Yeah.
So speaking of keeping that history alive, so Randy, why don't you tell us about that book that you're kind of in the middle
The
of?
book?
Oh, yeah.
The what?
The book.
The book.
Oh, the JD.
The book.
I showed him. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I was working on that before this deal started. So I was 40.
Right.
I'm on page 40. I'm still on page 40. We talked about it before we went on the air.
Uh-huh.
I want to do a fun and entertaining history of comics, but a real history of comics, because everybody out there, all the books that I read, you don't get a book like, like Steranko's book for a while has the Steranko's History of Comics, great articles, in-depth look, great interviews with people, but it only goes so far in the 2 volumes that he did. We're still waiting for more, Jim. I know you're out there, and I know you've got outlines and interviews and artwork already lined up. You need to print this stuff. You need to print it fast. The closest thing that I found to it, like I said, was a comics by Les Daniel, The History of Comic Books in America. And I love comics. Like I've said before, it's a big passion of mine. And I've always read, the history stuff. And I know, just as I was coming back on, Brian was talking about Alter Ego and Tomorrows and all of that. Such an important, aspect of this business or this job or this art form is to notate the history and what's going on. And there's so few people, even people in the business, that have a grasp of what the history of this art form is and what they really need to know. The mindset of this business is incredible, and a lot of it is so downtrodden. I did a video a few years back on the it's now I think I retitled it the Zimcast channel, that you can go look, talking about comics as kiddie literature and how it was looked at as kiddie literature, and the basic outline of comics and how we've always been looked down upon, and we shouldn't be, because everywhere else in the world, where Mike Jimmy's at, where Marvier is at, anywhere over in Europe, sequential artists are treated as artists, and they're looked at as fine art, as high art. You get people like Mobius and geniuses in this field, where we're always looked downtrodden upon as like kiddie literature and infantile stuff that even lower anymore than video games, which I consider a lot of them to be lower in content to comics. And the potential of this art form, it's just incredible. I mean, we're busting the range out now, but we've been so castrated the last 30 years by the direct market that it drives me crazy, and so demographically pigeonholed that it drives me crazy, because comics should be out there for everyone. That's why I did my when I got fed up with the direct market system, I did my own paper for a good 10 years, and I found that out to be real evident. There are people out there that love comics that don't like superheroes, that don't fit that demographic of mostly white, mostly male, 15 to or 25 to 55-year-old, that don't fit in that pigeonhole, and they shouldn't. It should be for everybody. You go over to Japan, they got comics for everybody. I believe the same thing's pretty true over in Europe, but it's not quite
100%. Yeah.
Not quite as diverse as what you see here or over in Japan. They have comics
as
about golf,
diverse.
they have comics about soccer. They have everything that you, and all sorts of different levels for all sorts of different audiences. And over here, we're lucky if we can get a romance book to break even. We're lucky if we can get an oddball, non-iconic book to break even. That's what's really cool, and what I love now about this market and about crowdfunding and the independent and alternatives markets, is because you have actual creators out there that are making profit, and that off of their works and off of what they do. And it's so important to be out there. It's so important to be looking at everybody's product, and now we're internally in this business. We're even out, and this is more of a topic for Zimcast than it is for Sunday Funnies, but we're out there so much trying to pigeonhole everybody. Oh, you voted this way, or oh, you believe this, or whatever, and they're not reading or looking at the art form. They're not looking at the stuff that a lot of these creators are doing, just because they're dismissing them off the top of their head. And there's so much great material out there. Hardly nobody, for example, knows that Octopus Cowboy exists. When I opened that box and showed it to my wife, she went, "What the hell is this?"
Right. Yeah, it's crazy.
Pretty, but what is it? And I says, "Well, you'll never guess what it's about."
Right. Well, it's like, it's about this octopus that's he's enslaved into like a Fight Club type thing, and he escapes and he becomes a cowboy.
What have you brought home now?
I didn't know these existed until I looked at them at Barnes and Noble, because my local retailer has never carried those.
Yeah,
I had no idea that they were around. $6.
Right.
For 7 stories.
7 stories. Yeah.
It's
all phenomenal short story stuff, just like the old Warren magazines. Yeah.
Right.
It's amazing that that some of the really great, for instance, European material, and I know there's a lot of great stuff South America ways and all that, but it was the stuff from Europe that was first tied into in high school, when our library in the high school actually carried volumes of Asterix.
Yeah.
By
want to grab my collection?
And so few of that material has been reprinted over here. You're seeing manga on the shelves going like crazy. And that really, and it's not the subject matter that bothers me. It's the way that they're printed and formatted that really bugs the hell out of me, going right to left, up to down.
Right.
Just drives me nuts and makes me worried for our reading public. And no wonder.
Yeah, because it's all
we have reading problems in school.
Yeah.
Because the kids are getting their entertainment reading books in reverse from what they're reading their textbooks.
Yeah, and the
here's the thing, right? Like as someone who grew up in the manga craze, right? When it was literally just starting, what I found is that those kids were at least reading, because I read more manga and comics in my teenage years than I did my textbooks at school.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I found that
That's
out
a
with
common
the.
thing. Yeah.
I found that out with the Flint Comics papers. Is we were in schools, and I didn't realize that until I walked in teaching cartooning one day, and I saw one of our posters stuck on the bulletin board up on the wall, and it's obvious. It was obvious it had been there for a while, and I'm like, holy crap, you know, there, and that's the thing, we're being read, and you're seeing so many teachers now coming around to, and even then, even when you see that happen, you get I hear the phrase over and over again. Well, at least they're reading.
Yeah, at least.
At least they're, and I'm like.
Because they wouldn't be otherwise. That you see that's the thing. That's what they're saying. They wouldn't be reading otherwise. So we'll take whatever we can.
And again, it's the disparaging attitude towards the art form that you see here in the States. It restricts the entire art form.
Right.
But that's something again, that's something that we fed into. That's something that I really want to point out in this book is that our market has shrunk, and it's shrunk on purpose. And it's not it's something that we as a artist, we as creators should not be putting up with at all. Right. And we should be going out there and pushing all over. I found I make more money when I work outside of the direct market.
Yeah.
I make more money when I do advertising work. I do more money when I do educational comics, any of that. There's more money to be made out there, and there's a lot more, and that's just regional to me. You know, I've done stuff nobody outside my county is ever going to see, but people inside of my county are going to remember forever.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
You know, because it's unique, because it was entertaining, because it was fun. Right. And everybody out there should be doing that, especially the artists today, the sequential guys who come up and go, I ain't going to make any money at this. Right. It's like back when all of us pretty much, except maybe Marv and Mike Jimmy, were started out doing this. We didn't do it for money.
Right. Yeah. No. We barely still do it for money.
If we did,
no, still don't do it for money. Most of the time now we still don't do what we love for money. Well, I'll do the advertising work for money.
Yeah.
You know, and all of that. But now we have a chance to make profit.
Yeah. The thing is, it was only because of the overriding desire for profit that keeps, I think, shoving comics to the back.
Yeah.
Because back in the 90s, when we had all this artificial blow up of sales, where you had comics being reported selling in the millions, then suddenly you were seeing comics featured on TV shows and it was all over the news. And it's only because it was supposedly creating this great profit. And as soon as that bubble burst, it went away.
And that was like going into a mine and finding a bunch of fool's gold.
Yeah,
pretty much.
At that point, and screaming there's gold out there, because it was a fake thing. And the big guys, especially now, they survive off of that fool's gold, off of variant covers and off of whatever event gadget gimmick that they can come up with. Suddenly everybody is gay or everybody is this because they think that they can make more sales or more headlines. And it's all it's all temporary. It's it's short-term games for long-term losses.
Right,
comics were NFTs before NFTs were around.
Well, you see, that's what makes the webtoons ad campaign so infuriating, because it's like, okay, so obviously comics make them enough money that it's worth advertising in the New York City subway for, but with the insulting phrase, the story before the streaming. So even in their own advertising, they have to belittle the work that that the founders of webtoons are basing their millions on, by saying it's like, oh well, it's like, these are comics, but you know, it's like, they don't really count until they get that Netflix deal.
And again, every company out there that doesn't understand the art form, every company, every corporation out there is going to make stupid, asinine mistakes like that. Calling it a side hustle is a bad mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
it's their side hustle, right?
Yeah, it probably is. Telling them it's the story before the stream. It's just a mistake, especially now, because you look at the Netflix's stocks have dropped. Disney's having a rough time. All of the streaming services are now tightening their belts, and they're going to start going after quality or known, recognized IPs before
and then it's like,
before they start picking up original material.
Right. And
guys,
even
one second. Brian wants to.
Sorry.
I have to leave before Cookie drags me out of here.
Oh no.
Okay.
You don't want to see that.
No, we do not want
entertaining as that sounds.
Tell
But
Cookie
anyway,
to use a lock. Get in a lock.
You're gonna have to.
no,
You're gonna have to
you've met
lock
her,
her
Scott.
out.
No lock can stop her.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, real quick goodbye to everybody. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you,
Brian.
for
Tell everybody how they can find your stuff before you leave.
Basically, go to risingtide.pub. That has everything about me that you care to know, and even probably more, because I'm the king of oversharing. Also, I do stuff on Broadcasting Thursday nights is Comic Book Spectrum, where we review great comics that come out recently. And also, I'm the host of Nevermind the Furthermore for 2 more weeks. So check me out tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Central. And again, folks, it was always a pleasure to be here. And I leave with the utmost of regret.
To have you here,
Brian,
sir.
You're always welcome on. No matter how long you can stay.
And try to be humble about
right.
it.
Anyway. Again with the award.
Just
that's awesome. Man.
He could hang it around his neck.
I'm gonna look like Mr. T with Crystal. Thanks, everyone. Have a great Father's Day, great Sunday, everyone. And again, thank you for having me here.
Okay.
Have a great one, all you guys.
Brian, you're always welcome on. No matter how long you stay.
Well,
all right,
it's not up to me. But anyway, thanks, guys.
Cookie.
Love you all.
Anyway, all right, we'll see you. It's all right. We only have maybe a half an hour. Well, about another 20 minutes to go.
Yeah.
He was here for most of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hey, can I steer us back into Sunday Funny Comic conversation?
Oh,
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Brian showed some great stuff. I'm sorry he's not here to see this because he looked like I picked this up late last year at a show. This is the #1 issue of King Features Flash Gordon. It's all complete Al Williamson goodness.
There you go.
Just, that's just look at all that stuff. That is just this piece, this panel up here.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. This has been featured in I don't know how much merchandising.
Oh yeah.
And this entire book is just filled with this iconic artwork and classic Flash Gordon stuff. I mean, look at that back.
Oh wow.
That's Alex Raymond there on that.
Oh
main. Yeah.
No, actually, that's Williamson doing a Raymond riff.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because that's inside the story. And
it really looks like Raymond stuff.
It does. Well, Williamson was just going crazy in this issue. I mean, look at this stuff here. This is just
really.
Oh, the rocket and sword. Oh yeah, and the whole issue is just one giant. Oh, on the back, the map of Mongo. Oh,
there you are.
Oh,
nice.
It's. I mean, I couldn't believe I got this. It was just awesome.
I sat next to Williamson at one of the Chicago conventions. Wasn't supposed to sit there, but I ended up there anyway.
Oh,
and I watched his stuff for him. Before I watched his stuff, I politely asked him if he does sketches because I would love to have one in my sketchbook. And he goes, "No, I never do sketches at shows."
Oh, okay.
I said, no problem. And then he left for a panel or whatever and come back and was sitting there and there wasn't anybody around. And he looks at me and he goes, "All right, hand me your sketchbook."
Oh, hell yeah.
So I gleefully handed him my sketchbook. All he had, because he didn't bring art supplies, all he had was a ballpoint pen. And he sat there and he just doodled, because he had it in him. And he ended up passing it back to me after he signed it. And it was this amazing picture of a mountainside with a city in the futuristic city in the background and Flash leaning up against it. And it was all a wandering pen line.
Unbelievable.
Oh, wow.
It was just phenomenal. I sat there. I went, "Oh my goodness, thank you so much." And he goes, "Don't tell anybody."
Right. No, for real.
I don't do this at shows. And it's just a quick doodle, and then that was the same show I had Sergio Aragonis do a groove for me, and it took him like 3 minutes.
Sergio is awesome.
At tops, and he hardly even looked at the page. He was just working with a felt pen, just done.
See, that's why this is a posthumous story, because now we can afford to tell about it.
Now we can tell him. Yeah. But it's just amazing. Just incredible.
So where do you have this sketch? I mean, tell me you still have it, right?
Oh, yeah. No, I learned early on, back when I was doing Tales from the Universe, when I had quit my day job and I had turned in the work had turned into a job. and it was really disheartening for me. So I went out and I got a sketchbook, and I said, okay, I'm going to go out and get sketches by people that I love. I had people that I admired that I would never be able to afford a sketch from, or big writers, autograph the inside covers of the book, and then had people that I found over the years do sketches on the inside, just to remind myself to be a fan. And just how great these people are. So I've got it's a one of these Sunday funnies. I'll pull it out and show it to people.
Oh, that's an interesting thing to say. You have to remind yourself to be a fan.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. It's like I'm sure we all have come across a lot of creators where it's like you kind of wonder. It's like, do you actually like this?
You know, right?
It comes in waves, but it never really goes away, especially to people who decide that they're going to be a creator. I tell everybody, once you print your first book, and Marv probably knows this a little more than any of us more recently, once you get that book in your hands, it goes right into your bloodstream, and you go, yes, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I'm going to die at the damn board. I'm just going to keep doing this. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
But there are also times that it ebbs and flows, and you get disgusted with the market or disgusted with the system or whatever. I was really disgusted with Diamond and hated comics. I had stopped doing, I was still doing occasional illustration work, but I was doing, I ran a apparel business for about 4 or 5 years with a couple of partners. And before I did the paper, and I had just had it fed up with Diamond. The alternative market was never going to blossom or become anything.
Yeah.
So I got out. So once I started that paper, though, that paper literally turned things around, and it reinstilled my love, not just for the art form, but for the entertainment value and for basically people in general. Especially in the area, because we built a following up. It took a half a year to a year or so to really get it rolling. But once it was rolling, it was crazy. Couldn't stop it. It was like a snowball running down the hill. And when we stopped it, it was crazy too.
Yeah. And there almost nothing excites me like getting a fresh comic in from the printer.
Yeah.
And seeing all your work come to life on the page.
It's like my goal is to double this in the next couple of years.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. So it's like I had a couple of people contact me because my shameless plug, Tall Tales is on Kickstarter. And they contacted me and they go, I've never heard of you, but 600 pages? And I go, yeah, I've been at this for a while.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the thing is, though, it's like, it's like, so I've gotten that a couple of times. How did you put out so much work and I've never heard of you? And it's like, dude, it's independent comics.
Open your, well, the thing is before streaming, before crowdfunding and before streaming, we were all regional.
Right. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I was in the Midwest. You're on the East Coast. Scott's in the Midwest. Jimmy's over in, across the sea, and same thing with Marvy.
Yeah.
And we didn't know each other.
Right. Yeah.
Until this happened.
Now I want to ask Mike. I want to ask you: Have you ever met any of your comic book heroes, like Randy was talking about, Al Williamson and all this?
No. Sadly, I haven't. My biggest comic book heroes were the creators of Asterix.
Okay.
And so the writer, the script writer, died like after the 6th book.
Okay.
And then the artist Uderzo continued the entire up until like 15 years ago, and Uderzo died late last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sadly, no. There are a couple more that I just didn't have the chance to meet yet. I'm not even sure if they're alive, but I am very much a Franco-Belgian 50s and 60s comic guy.
Gotcha.
And those are getting rare.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's just.
And you don't have the convention circuit like we have over here, where some of these guys will pop.
Oh, you do?
I can literally go to any convention at any time of the year. There's one every single weekend in either the Netherlands, Belgium, or France.
Wow.
And
I got him over there.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot.
So now you have met other creators of comics? You know,
Totally. Yeah. Plenty of them.
Oh, I would love. That would just be great. I would love to meet. I mean, I'm such a fan of so many creators over there in the European area. I would
If
love.
you ever want to get to Dutch Comic Con, I can get you in for free. First of all, well, €10 for a table card.
He'll let you touch the modem.
Special friends of Rick with special discounts. Yeah.
No, seriously, like I can literally get you in for pretty much free. I could even get you your own table because I go to Dutch Comic Con anyway, and you can just walk around and have your fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like
free
admission into my house. You know, I got a living room.
That's a mighty wet road.
Wow.
I'm telling the same to Rich Parada. Like we're actually going to table together at the next Dutch Comic Con in November. Like,
have you ever met?
He's in England. Rich is. He's only a half hour away from you.
Yeah.
No, he's about 5 hours by train.
Really?
Well, there you go.
Have you ever met?
That's a mighty wet train too. Then.
Yeah. The artist Shuitan, I believe is called. He does these great architectural art. Oh my God!
They're probably massacring the name.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah. That's...
Can you spell it for me? Can you spell it in the private chat? I may.
SCHUITN, I believe.
Or if you have like an example, if you can pull up an example of his work, it's probably one of those things where we all recognize, but we don't know who it is.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm not a convention goer when it comes to being a fan, but I love being at tables and talking to the people next and around me, because you get a whole different dynamic.
Yeah.
When it comes to creators,
there's another
mutual respect.
Yeah, there's another creator, and I know I got the name right here, Alberto Veranda. Marv, does that ring a bell to you?
Alberto Veranda. I think it's Portuguese.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Portuguese. I think France is amazing. He's dark tones.
Yeah, he's from Portugal.
I haven't met him.
Yes, from Portugal.
I know him. Oh my God.
It's from my house, Ponte Lima. I think it's from Ponte Lima, but now I think he's in France or something like that.
Oh,
but he's from Portugal. He's amazing. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Oh. I know his books. Yes.
Oh,
take
can
one
we
of those.
zoom
Make
in on
sure
that
it's safe.
first one?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Blow up one of those. Just make sure it's safe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, no, that one's
it went straight to.
Because the standards in Europe for drawing
they're
are
a little
completely
different. That's true.
from what they are here in the States.
Oh, yeah, that one right there.
You'll end up with a free. Oh, that's beautiful.
Wow.
Look at that.
Oh.
That's gorgeous.
Yes, masters are just great.
Oh,
unbelievable.
Kind of reminds me of Arthur Adams a bit.
Yeah. He has the richness of detail that Arthur has.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I'm going to send you guys the
I just
comic
love
creator.
the use of negative space there in that. It's just phenomenal. The wall being so dark and then the girl being so light. Just what a contrast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. This master.
He's amazing. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
What's
I
that
would love
like
to meet him.
This is the Franco-Belgian comic creator.
I was going to say, look at that little Wonder Girl there. That was.
Didn't mean
I
for
think
that to
there's a
happen.
whole poster.
Monsters. That's not Belgian.
No, this is literally
Lambiek.
all comic creators that the Netherlands, France, and Belgium are known for.
Yes.
By
I've
name
seen
and
this.
everything. Like, we have a lot.
Oh,
What site are you on?
Lambiek.net. I put it in the private chat as well.
Lambiek.net. Somebody throw that into the chat. Will they? Frog G? Lambiek. Lambiek.
Yeah, I've been to this site. It's just phenomenal. Great resource.
How beautiful. Yeah. Had no idea that existed.
And
awesome.
so what is this? This is a list of what? Because I missed
comic creators. All kinds.
Wow. Damn.
This is all comic creators that we know.
Wow.
If they made a book, they're in there.
Wow.
So I'm looking for myself right now.
I mean, do we have anything like this in the United States?
There were a couple of sites out there that were listing creators. I don't know if they're still around.
Right.
So, and I couldn't even tell you what ones they were. I know I was at a show one time. Somebody brought me like 2 pages of stuff that I was listed to having done lettered, inked, written, whatever. And I was like,
wow.
I haven't done that much work until I
have
sat
no
there and
memory of
looked at
this
it
place.
and went, holy crap. I guess I've done that much work.
Look what I did. What have I done?
Exactly.
Yeah, 'cause I think the
I want to
closest
be in that
here
list.
is
Yeah.
I think the
Understand you,
closest
Marv.
here is
I
a
get you.
price guide, which
Comic
is very
book grapevine.
American.
The comic
Yeah.
book grapevine, I think, was one of them.
Right.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
need
couple.
to
I'm
hit
sure
up
somebody in the
with
chat will let us know. There's a couple of sites out there that list creators, but they don't update them very often.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
this one is pretty well kept up.
Yeah,
from what I'm seeing.
and it's long too. It's
Oh,
quite a
yeah.
list.
Very extensive.
Yeah.
I'm not in there. I'm disappointed. I'm gonna hit up the creator because I know him personally.
There you
Oh,
go.
there you go. So it's like
Get him,
for
Bring him
Mike.
out.
You get him.
Yeah.
Sick him.
But yeah, I
He-
think,
he-
yeah.
He
Yeah, but-
organizes a con in the southern side of the Netherlands, which is about 2 hours away. So you can laugh all you want, but it makes my life a whole lot easier.
No, for real.
Oh,
Like,
I
yeah.
bet.
Uh-huh.
Good for you.
Time to go take him a little life on Cora and put it right down in front of him.
Yeah, exactly.
List,
Here you
list
go.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
How
goes,
come
"Oh,
I'm not
okay.
on your site? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'll add it in. Yeah, because I think the closest that we have are like price guides, which is very American. It's like,
Oh,
if
what's
your
that?
comic is worth something, there's a
Ooh,
list.
Rahan, yeah.
Limbic from Susk to Whisk.
Oh,
Okay, so
Oh, hang on, Marvy. Boom. Who is this?
1976. Wow, this is French from the artist is André Chéret. This belonged to the collection that my father had. I just have a couple of them. And unfortunately, I've lost everything, the entire collection of my father. I lost everything because we used to move a lot.
Oh,
But
wow.
this is beautiful. This is Tarzan meets Macgyver.
Oh,
This
my
is
God.
amazing.
Okay.
This guy, everybody thinks that he's supernatural because he's got blonde hair, but the guy is very, very intelligent, and he can do. People think that he is supernatural. So I have just one thing here that he
Oh, that's
does
awesome.
to save a village. The village have how would I say, have a river, but that river is filled with piranhas. And what he does is he creates like a how do I say this? He creates a like a bridge to save the village because everybody's sick. I can find it. Everybody's sick.
he takes a Coke can and a spool of yarn.
the hobo reel.
Yeah.
Where is it? I don't know where is it. Oh, I just sorry. I can't find it. I don't know if it's in this one or not. But no, it's not in this book. He's got other things here. But yeah, but it's a great book. It's a great book.
What a great
No, it's
take,
not
though.
here, maybe.
Tarzan plus Macgyver. That's a great.
Yeah, that's.
Love it.
Yeah.
I just like the
but
fact
no,
that
I'm not.
everybody thinks he's supernatural. It's like, no, I just know
So-
what to do with this stuff.
Lambiek is this guy sleeping over here.
Oh,
Oh, fuck. I don't know what
And
it
this
is.
is Suske and Wiske, which
Suske
is
and
the
Wiske.
longest
Oh, wow.
running series in the world when it comes
Okay.
to comic. Hands down.
No kidding. That's
This one is
beautiful.
up to 206, but I think they're over 400 by now.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And
awesome.
each one of these comes out like every half year or so.
Wow.
And they're 48 pages every single time.
That's amazing.
okay.
That's sweet.
That's amazing. I love that. Just love it. Well, guys, I think I have to kind of scoot. I'm getting I got some stuff going on today.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
But,
yeah. That's
running
yeah.
up
I
to
mean,
2
today,
hours.
yeah.
It's
we
about
all
time
have,
for us to go anyway. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes, we
look
all
at
have
that.
our
hang on,
stuff to
Marv.
do today.
Hang on. Got to blow this up. There we are.
Oh, nice.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Sweet stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That is beautiful.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I fell in love with this. My father had a bunch of them, but unfortunately, I I don't have them anymore. I just kept these two pieces here with me. But yeah, this one.
Oh, still. Wow.
Yeah, I
the
have
Zimmerman
to.
code.
Ah,
Hey,
Yeah,
Zimmerman.
there we go.
Yeah.
hang on. Let's take a closer look at that. What's that about?
I have no idea.
This is a spice in the.
Dead.
It's a double N.
Yeah, this is French. Yeah, this is very, very nice. This belonged to my father too. This style is just amazing.
Oh
Very
yeah,
cool.
look at
Very
that.
cool.
Look
Oh
at that
yeah,
line.
that
there.
is
Holy
that
crap.
is very Italian right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Sweet.
Yeah, my father has some very cool stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Joe D, it's like there's nothing more fun than going to another country and accidentally stumbling onto their local comic book shop.
Oh yeah.
And because I know it when we were in Paris, that's exactly what happened. And what's funny is that JD had recognized it as a comic book shop. I'm staring at this store, and I'm like, and what's I don't know. It's like I was staring because of the books that were in the window, and Jose goes, "It's a comic book store," and I go, "No, it's not." And he goes, "Yeah, it's a comic book store. We're going inside."
Get it.
Because
Before it disappears.
well, because the thing
Exactly.
is that like this, books like this is what was
Comics
in the
fine.
window.
Oh, wow.
That
So
is what I'm used
staring
to.
at it. Yeah,
That is
so
the
I'm
kind of
staring
books
at it.
I
It's
get.
like, this is not a
Oh.
comic book store. There's no Witchblade in the window. There's no Spider-Man. And he goes, "No, it's a comic book store. We're going inside."
Never
Are
underestimate JD's ability to spot comics.
No, absolutely.
Or to spot a
absolutely.
bookstore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and it's like, and that's exactly what it was. And it was just like really fascinating to see how completely different, like kind of like upside down from
Mhm.
what we're used
Oh,
to,
sure.
because all like the Marvel stuff was in the basement in a corner.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you don't have a greater
Right.
fan of your situation than me, because that just sounds like that'd be awesome to see that stuff
Mate,
all the
Right.
time.
Get yourself a plane ticket. You're
Yeah.
fine. Like I
Yeah.
already said.
Oh, you might regret that, because I might.
No. I
We'll all
probably
show-
won't,
we'll
because
show up
we
at
are-
your door.
We probably can
Yeah.
talk for hours on end.
Yeah.
Marv, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me on Facebook, Marvy the Sin Killer, and on Instagram, Marvy Artwork. And here on the Ragin Broadcast Network, Ragin 2 Broadcasting Network, every Saturday with Mike Jimmy. Sketchy Saturday, come and hang out with us. We will have you on if you want to spend a good time with us and have fun making comics. So, yeah, thank you for having me, Randy, once again.
Oh, thanks for coming
Great
on.
to see you all.
Mike, Jimmy, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me on my link tree, essentially. And on Saturdays, indeed, with Marvy, I run the Sketchy Saturdays live show where we draw and get shit done. And on Wednesdays, I get more shit done because I started an animated pilot for La Ancora that I'm working on live. So that is at 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK. And yeah, come hang out. Come check it out, because I'm into storyboarding and I need to find a moment where I can get Nita and Daphne
Yeah, to do the voiceovers.
to get some voiceovers done, because and that helps me getting started.
Scott's available for voiceovers as well.
I am. Trust me.
I know, but I only
Yeah.
need 3 voices and I already have them.
There you go.
But
Oh, no,
well,
you
see,
missed
now,
out,
now I'm
Scott.
disappointed.
You
now
missed
I'm not
out.
gonna. I won't be able to
you
sleep.
might hear from me in the future if this takes off.
Scott, tell folks how they can find you.
Send $6 plus $4 shipping.
There we go. Checker money order.
Tem Studios at AOL.com.
Tem Studio. Go back 30 years in time.
Right.
I can be found on Facebook under Scott Rosema. That's where I'm constantly promoting, you know what, errantry.
Yeah.
And I'm there usually most of the time, checking messages and taking and having conversations, and I'll be hanging around these kind of places as much as I can. Just when you think you're going to win money, me not showing up, I'm going to show up.
There you go.
Lose a bundle.
Nice bet the line. All right. Daphne, tell folks how they can find you.
You can head on over to my main portfolio site at eagleworks.com, EGOWORKS. You can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites. I also have a link tree in the show notes somewhere. I know there's one there. But I mostly post to Facebook. Oh,
you just lost Marv.
Oh, there goes Marv.
Marv,
thanks, Marv. See you later. But I mostly post to Facebook if you want to see like updates and current work in progress and all that fun stuff. But again, you can also check me out on my own YouTube channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, which also simulcasts through the Ragin 2 network. And you can also catch me on Ragin 2 tomorrow with Nita at 11 a.m. as well. So that's
I'll make sure to catch you, Daphne.
Thanks. I'll be waiting for you, sir.
Is that six, Mark? Is that six, Mike? Is that 6 today? 5 or 6? I can't remember.
Right.
Probably 2 over the limit.
Double
that is 6. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I don't know what anybody's counting, but okay.
Anyway, thanks everybody for listening in, for watching us today. We deeply appreciate you being here. Thanks, Frog G. Thanks, Sugar Chris. Thank Pops, everybody else.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you, the mystery viewers. Thank you for spending the entire 2 hours with us.
Awesome.
Thank
we
you
love
so
you all.
much. Yes.
Deeply appreciate you.
great.
Hope to see you or hope to hear from us again next Sunday morning. 9 a.m. for more Sunday Funnies. I will be back Wednesday night at 9 p.m. I'm not sure if I'll be back Tuesday nights, helping to co-host Dispatches from Outside the Box. I'm not sure what the theme is this week. We'll find that out, and you might see me there.
Space operas.
Space opera. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll be there. We'll talk that. Yeah.
Okay.
Then you'll see me on Wednesday nights for another Zimcast at 9 p.m. Hopefully with a wide variety of incredible guests. We'll see what happens. We just throw the links out and see who shows up. Yeah.
It's
Other than that,
chaos.
if you want to see my stuff right now, I've got a book on Amazon under Caliber Press, War of the Worlds Infestation. If you go over there and look, I actually wrote that book along with some great artwork by the German artist Horace. So go over there and take a look at that. And I'm currently working on a book about my last 6 months worth of experiences dealing with COVID. And then after that, it'll be Spank the Monkey on the comic market. And we'll get that comic history stuff done. And somewhere in between there, we'll have a little Calico and maybe a little Paragon, and we'll see what else happens. So,
yeah.
Excellent.
So you haven't seen The Last of Us yet.
No, but the first of us makes us sick.
That's right. No, but the first of you makes me sick. Yeah. All right, folks, take care. We'll see you soon.
See ya.
We're going out with the opening as we usually do, and we wish you the best. Have a great rest of your week. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there, all you fathers out there.
Awesome.
And Juneteenth is celebrated on Monday, so
that's right.
Enjoy that. Enjoy not getting any mail or going to the bank and finding out that it's closed.
Oh, actually, it's a good thing you told me because, there you go. I was going to go. That's usually how I only find out that it's a holiday. I go to the post office. That's closed. But
I always check the mail anyway on those federal holidays just to kick myself in the ass.
Right.
Yeah. All right, everybody, take care. See you soon.
See yas.
How dare you?
Yay! Think about what you've accomplished.
Do you draw the Flintstones naked? There's a market for that.